Can you trace back when you look into your childhood what caused the Veer of today? Is there some like
I'm an outsider. I've just been moved around a lot.
right
So
to fit in? You were engaging in comedy, right?
No, I didn't do stand up till I was 22. And it was because I was in this drama program in the US. I was in Galesburg, Illinois.
Sure.
Which is Cornfield College, Cornfield. Right? One Kmart, one JC Penney, and I was in like an American drama program. Right? So Americans are very like, they didn't know what to do with an Indian accent, right? And I wanted to focus on Shakespeare, right? So they were making me do Shakespeare in an American accent, right? Something, what light on yonder window breaks, right? Which is, the Indian accent is much closer to what Shakespeare should be than the American accent is anyway.
For sure.
So I was just tired, and I had done too many plays and drama programs. Or like you sit around in a circle and cry and talk about your feelings, and you emote with your shoulders, and you do all these physical exercises. And I watched Eddie Murphy and George Carlin and Richard Pryor, and Chappelle Show was on TV, and I wrote a show as my thesis performance. It's called Brown Men Can't Hump. And I did 90 minutes of stand-up the first time I did it.
Whoa.
For my college.
So you did, the first set you ever did was 90 minutes. Bro, that's a long set.
It's a long set for 800 people.
You can't do, like I've gone on stage once 3 minutes and I was like, मैं क्या तो बोलूं? Like, you're still struggling, the jokes are not landing, 90 minutes is a long
I had a
time.
semester to write it and it sucked. It was mostly inside jokes for friends and all of that stuff.
I see.
It was pure rebellion against drama training. That's the key point. Is I'd just done too much and by the way, after all of this training, I got into something called the Stanislavski program in Boston.
Sure.
So the Harvard has a theater called American Repertory Theater, and they join with the Moscow Arts Theater. And so Russians teach you acting in Boston for the summer. Best summer of my life, by the way. I was staying in Southie, taking 2 buses to Cambridge. I'd get to Cambridge in the morning, I had a guitar. You can busk on the street in Cambridge without a license. So I'd sing for an hour.
Right.
I'd get like $4 or $5. There's a place called Akbar's Punjabi Dhaba in Cambridge that sold samosas.
Wow.
At like 50 cents a pop. I'd go and buy samosas. And that was my breakfast, lunch, dinner. Do the program, busk for another hour, and then head back home. But after all of this acting training, first day, one Russian comes and he's like, acting is very simple. You read script. You believe script. Then you do what the fuck you like. Okay, bye. Right? And I'm just like, मेरा college इतना महंगा था. I was on 95% aid, but still it adds up. Yeah, I was paying like $5,000 a year, whatever. I'm like, मैंने $20,000-25,000 खर्च किए. Say, do what the fuck you like. And then वहाँ से मैं गया Bollywood में. तो I'm using 0% of this and 0% of that. I'm standing, my nipples are showing, one chiffon shirt, some fan is blowing, and I'm like, इसमें ना Stanislavski चलता है ना ये emote with your shoulders चलता है. So it was all kind of
ये शादी नहीं हो सकती, मैंने इसकी ली है, इसने मेरा लिया है. कितना Stanislavski था वो. Bro, but Cambridge is also such a beautiful little town.
Yeah, man, it's great. Very white though.
Very white, extremely white. But as far as I was there once on a winter evening. It was rainy, Boston, like it's one small circle. There's Harvard on this side. There is years and years of history. The MIT campus is not too far away. We watched a movie in some old ass theater. It was a movie. There's a retro movie playing from the 70s. Me and my friend. And I was like, this is a very idyllic kind of town next to Boston as a city.
So here's my weird full circle with that. For I think 5-6 years ago, I did the Harvard India conference, right? And I was headlining this thing. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Harvard India conference. There's government members, opposition members, government journalists, opposition journalists.
Yeah, all of that.
Tastemakers go in, do this thing. And then I was the end of the conference. So, by the way, you should see our government and our opposition and our government journalists and our opposition journalists, you should see them abroad.
And you should see them off camera.
Off camera.
Yeah.
How they party, how they drink, how they chill, how they bond. And you're just sitting there like, Arey, hum you know what I mean? Like, ये पूरा game है. You know what I mean?
Stanislavski hai.
Yeah, Stanislavski hai. But it just really felt good to go up at Harvard and be like, you bastards just paid for a guy who used to sing on the square. You know what I mean? Like that was a a nice like moment.
I know those.
As your parents spent $400,000 on college, just want you to know,
Right.
You're watching a college dropout who sung at that square.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. Are you actually dyslexic or is that just a rumor?
No, I'm dyslexic.
So you're dyslexic. And was that never a problem reading scripts?
Reading is not a problem. Writing is a problem. I can't write cursive.
Damn, is there a pen and paper? I want to see what that looks like.
I'll,
Is that fine with you?
Do me a favor. Is my bag here? Maybe ask Aditya to see if there's a notebook in my bag, and I'll show you what my handwriting looks like.
That's crazy, bro. Amir was very. He was looking into the future when he made Tare Zameen Par.
So for me, it's I gave my board exams in caps lock, bro.
Like, why is he shouting?
Why is he shouting at me? Right? Because I was like, I can't this thing, but I'll show you what my handwriting looks like. You won't believe it.
That's crazy, bro. And see, that's what I was asking. There has to be. So if you can't write or maybe write as fluently or fast, and you can speak, you can speak, there has to be a natural evolution into the speaking arts that will happen for somebody who's creative enough.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you write your stuff or if you remember some comics, some people write. What you do is it could be a short book, like a thin book that could come out as a special also, because so many stories becoming a life lesson towards the end. Just generally the format of how, maybe I'm biased by the last two specials I've seen.
I mean, okay. Oh yeah, it's here. Great. Let me find That's my handwriting in caps.
Whoa. Pantop D. ठीक है, Crosin, bhai, bro, is wild.
So I'll show you some joint.
Show it to the camera also, just so that they can
That's
have a
kind of what
picture.
it looks like in caps.
Hey, handwriting is a myth that died. You know how the teachers would be like, hey, अपनी handwriting सुधारो, अब मैं type करता हूँ, ma'am. Now I don't have to worry about my handwriting. My iPad's right here. Same thing with like mathematics. Calculators happened, and oh shit. This means nothing.
Yeah.
This could be any language. Have you written police or please?
Let me see.
Yeah, this one. Or is it polio? Both work.
This is a bit about social media, and it's called Pulls You Down.
Oh,
so that's
pulls you down. Wow, I could not have, bro.
So-
Maybe I should put on my glasses.
So there you go. That's Pulls You Down.
Wow.
So
okay. So your wife probably can't read this stuff either, bro. No.
But why would she read my journal?
No, I mean, maybe like whatever else. Maybe you're writing love letters at some point, no?
To Shivani, no. That way I lucked out, bro. Like I found a Delhi girl, modern school,
Right.
not into brands, right?
Very rare. Hey, what a catch. Huh.
And before me, used to run a company called Rock Street Journal, and so she just dealt with rock bands, which is kind of like India's Rolling Stone magazine. So she has organized Megadeth concerts, Herbie Hancock concerts. So is also unfazed by great art. You know what I mean?
Very
so
interesting.
like really just
Grounded.
Really grounded.
Uh-huh.
Seen the best bands in the world, perform, done the artist rider, etc., etc. And so really gets what it means to be an artist, and how important it is for an artist to keep his feet on the ground.
I met her cousin, Chaitanya.
Yeah.
I met him accidentally. Somebody
Yeah.
introduced me and we were just having coffee at a Starbucks once, and I was just telling him, I was like, Veer just posted something about wanting to do a podcast. And he's like, Veer? You mean Veer Das? I was like, yes. He's like, wait. And then, he probably
He
dropped
messaged
your
me.
text.
Yeah.
But great guy.
Good guy.
I can understand. If you are interested in my conversation with India's best, then you can listen to us exclusively on Spotify also. There's a link in the description. Press it. Listen to us as you walk, as you're in the train, as you're driving, as you're working out, as you're flirting. You'll still like it.